Centuries before Newton, an African scholar was writing about motion, stars, and the laws of the universe. But who was he, and why have you never heard about him? This is Ahmed Baba, also known as the African Newton. He was born in 1551 in Timbuktu, an ancient city in Mali. The school was attached to the Djinguereber mosque, which housed one of the largest collections of manuscripts in the world, including one on the astrolabe, which is an instrument used for telling the time and determining directions based on the position of the stars. But what makes this especially remarkable is that centuries later, they didn't like the fact that Africans had these manuscripts that contained all of this scientific knowledge. So they burned or stole most of them. And that's why we don't have much information about Baba or other African scholars like him. Modern physicists would discover that the formulas he derived in his manuscripts are identical to some of the fundamental laws of physics. So now we can begin to rewrite global intellectual history and give credit where it's due. He had already mastered all of the subjects taught at the university and became one of the most sought-after teachers in the region. Full story now on our channel, don't miss it. He specialized in astronomy, mathematics, and the movement of objects, basically physics. And his lectures attracted so many students that at one point they had to build a new lecture hall just to accommodate them all. There are thousands of books in here, and some of them are over 100 years old. It's a breathtaking sight. Back then, Timbuktu was a renowned center of Islamic scholarship with a great library that attracted students from all over the world. At the time, it was almost like Silicon Valley, but with more turbans. When Ahmed was just 12 years old, he began to study at the Sankore University in Timbuktu. But by the time Ahmad was 20, and get this, he wrote several manuscripts on these topics. For example, he wrote a book called The Intimate Friend of the Scribe, which contained astronomical tables that were used to calculate the positions of the planets and stars. And his book on the astrolabe contained algorithms that are still used today to calculate the time and date based on the position of celestial bodies. But even back then, everyone knew he was brilliant. In fact, after finishing his studies in Timbuktu, he traveled to the city of Gao to become the judge of the court. But sadly, not much is known about his life after that. Some say he died in 1627, while others say he lived much longer. But what we do know is that during the 19th century, when colonizers came to Africa, but thankfully, some of their work survived and is now being rediscovered and celebrated. So what else did they hide in the ashes of Africa's books?